AI is making it easier than ever to start a business. Side hustles are turning into startups, and more first-time founders are launching companies without a technical background. But while AI is lowering barriers to entry, going from a great idea to a real company comes with challenges. Questions about security, scaling, and managing costs often arise as companies grow. Here to tell us how founders are navigating all of this is Deep Ubi, and he is Global Head of Technology for Startups at Amazon Web Services. Good morning, Deep.
Morning, James. Thanks for having me here.
And thank you for joining us. How is AI helping fuel this wave of startups we are seeing?
Well, James, I think you alluded to it a little bit. This notion that you need to be technical, or that you need to have a computer science degree, or you need to have spent years and years and years learning the craft of writing code, that just isn't true anymore. One of the things that these AIs are so powerful at is taking commands in natural language, you and I speaking to it like we would speak to a friend, and taking those commands and understanding how to translate them into code. Therefore, it abstracts away all of that knowledge that we used to have to need and know. That's all gone now. And I think that's been a huge unlock. And it's really been one of the things that we've seen has really sort of, accelerated the pace of innovation across the world.
You said that you don't have to be a technical person to create and manage a successful startup. How?
Well, again, one of the things that these coding agents, these AIs are so good at is if you think about code, and I'm not asking folks to necessarily think about code in the moment, code is a syntax. It's like any other language. And the agents, the AIs, they understand that really, really well. So what they do really well is they take commands in English language or any language, in natural language, and they translate that into something that you're trying to build. So if you're trying to build a site, an app, software that you want to put in the hands of users or customers, it takes that technical building of software and it does all of that for you, because what it knows how to do better than anything is how to write code. And so all the individual, the entrepreneur, the innovator needs to focus on is articulating their idea in the best way possible. Speak to it, refine your ideas with it, ask it to challenge your ideas. And when you get that conviction that, I am where I need to be now, I've gotten the conviction I need, then you can ask it to go ahead and build you, the application, the software, the site, and it just goes ahead and does that for you.
What are some things new founders often overlook that can hurt their chances of success?
Yeah, it's a great question, James. I mean, now with the ability to go even faster than you were able to go, before, you are going to overlook some things as an innovator and as a builder. And some of those things you mentioned earlier, things around scale, things around security. These things are often overlooked when you're moving really, really, really fast. And you know what? And that's okay. Those things do need to be addressed at some point in the future. We just launched this tool called the AWS Startup Advisor. And the AWS Startup Advisor, James, is basically all of the knowledge and all of the guidance and all of the advice that we've given to startup founders over years and years and years. This is technical guidance. This is non-technical guidance. This is best practices around security, around cost. All of that has been bottled up into the AWS Startup Advisor. And this is now available freely to anyone. You can go to startups.aws and you can download it, you can use it, and you can make sure that it is got things around security and cost and all those other things in mind from the jump, so that you don't have these things coming back to bite you in the future.
Deep, how can AI help startups grow from investment and money output to incoming revenue faster?
Yeah, this just goes back to how much the cycles of iteration have been compressed. So if you historically think about building software, you would build something, you would prototype something, you would need to bring in all these experts to help you do that, graphics people, designers, software developers. Now it's you, the idea, and the AI, and you can move a lot faster because the AI is able to write code and iterate on code and do all that stuff for you faster. What does that mean? It means that you can get your ideas into the hands of your users and your customers faster than ever before, which means you can get the revenue faster than ever before. It really comes down to how fast AI has made these iteration cycles, how much it's compressed these iteration cycles.
Now, where can our audience go for more information?
I would encourage everyone to start at startups.aws. It is a plethora of really, really good information on how to get started for non-technical folks, for technical folks. You can also download the AWS Startup Advisor from startups.aws and give it a shot. Talk to it, use it, ideate with it, and ask it about cost, ask it about scale, ask it about security. It's going to give you all that guidance you need from the jump. And I really, really want to see a ton of new folks building and seeing a bunch of new ideas come to life. I'm really excited about that.
More excited than anything is there's a group that everybody always forgets about, and that's that 50 plus crowd who quite aren't sure what's going on. But I can tell you right now, yes, I'm part of that 50 plus crowd, you can tell. But what's more important to me is AI has helped me build a business and sales strategy for my business, and it's unbelievable. And I use it as a Bible to run my business.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you, James. I mean, that's particularly the right mindset. All you really need, and I'm being really honest here, you need an idea, you need conviction, and you use the AIs and you really treat it like a co-founder, treat it like a business partner, treat it like an advisor and a mentor. And you're right, James. I think your story is inspirational. I think that's really powerful, and I think that there's really no, no need for anyone to be intimidated by this. I mean, it's really, really helpful stuff.
It is definitely. Been speaking with Deep Ubi. He is global head of technology for startups at Amazon Web Services. And I stopped using the word startups and saying for everybody. Thanks again, Deep.
Thanks for having me, James.
All right.